You are live, big red dot.
You stopped doing the pew 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 pew.
Yeah, I got all.
Pew 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 pew.
I'm all out. That was so last year. So last year.
So last year.
So last year. I'm kind of. There's no pew pew for the tutu. Yeah. How do you like me now?
You're so silly.
That's what they say about me. I don't know if it's true or not.
No, I know it's true.
That's what they say.
You've been super silly this week. Super silly.
It's not showing that we're live, honey.
What?
Yeah.
Did you break it?
I might have.
I don't know. Nope, I got it.
You got it?
Yep, there's Dutch grid. Dutch off grid. Hello, Paul.
Can I try again? Yeah, it's not showing there.
That's peculiar.
Yeah, I gotta get. Let me.
Just do your little ditty right there. There you go. Get your own song. Common sense. University doesn't give degree.
That would be the one.
Oh lordy, there it is. See, look.
There it is. I gotta figure out how to.
I think you can do it on that thing, and I think you just missed it.
You just missed what?
I think it's on that setting on Streamlabs. I think you just missed it.
Oh, well then you need to quit sharing or hogging all the information.
Hog all the information just makes me look
all
smarter.
The information.
You are being watched.
Woo! Y'all share this out. Let's get some folks up in here. Get my steps in today.
So funny.
Do you ever clean up after yourself? I mean,
that's not even me.
Then who is it? You were the one out here. It's not even me.
It isn't me.
You've been out here all night.
Who was the last one to use the camera? I'm just saying.
You? Yep.
Nope.
It was so you. Oh, you, baby. Okay. You know what Gizmo's fussing about, right? I think Lagatha went out there and lied to him.
Oh, yeah?
And told him that she was getting the bone from the roast tonight.
Oh. That could be bad.
He's like he's out there trying to call dibs and everything.
What are you doing?
I'm making sure it's the right mic. It wasn't.
God made man, realized man needed help, so he made a woman. Yeah, they just don't do very well on their own, do they?
That's one theory. Got my little beard comb here.
Yeah.
We'll give everybody a few more minutes to get in here. It's been about 3 minutes, and so to get some folks up in here. Are you gonna talk?
I can't talk and type at the same time.
What are you typing? See, I want more people because I'm fixing to give a major shout out to somebody.
Who?
You know, I've been talking about it all week. Like, duh. All week long.
I have no idea.
I know.
No idea.
I know. You have no idea.
I don't know about you.
So I'm wondering, did everybody about 45 minutes ago get the notification for my post in YouTube? Very curious about that.
What is that humming noise? That's the refrigerator.
Y'all can hear that?
Yep.
Trip H.
Having internet issues tonight. That stinks.
Is it internet issues, Or
Mimsy, what's up?
Or is Tasha laying the law down?
Grammy Karen, what's up?
Hey, Grammy Karen. I've been answering a lot of your comments this last week.
Mama Z's?
Really appreciate your comments that you've been, like, I don't know, a year
Misty?
ago, 2 years ago. The Naked Gardeners.
The Naked
Gardeners. How is it the second
January.
week of January?
Yeah.
We got ice on standing in all the water troughs, and got stink bugs everywhere.
There are stink bugs all over the place. They're like I'm waiting for your best Ben impression later. He started going crazy on those stink bugs the other night.
So, speaking of stink bugs, Carol was eating what? Popcorn?
No, so the other night she was eating some of those pretzel chips, like it's flat like a chip, but it's pretzels, and she was eating some of them, and like she was getting towards the end of the bag, so there was like crumbs and stuff. So she's eating one, and she thought she had dropped some on her shirt. So she grabbed it off her shirt and just put it straight in her mouth, and she didn't realize that it was actually a stink bug. So I came in the living room and she's like, what? And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like reaching in her mouth, like throwing stuff out into the sink. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Yeah. And then she tried to tell me and I couldn't help it. Like, you want to be like, oh, baby, it's okay. And instead I'm like...
You're very bad at that. Like, very bad. Good person, won't do stuff like that. You are like under the office building here. You are the lowest of
I am. I am the person, like, I could be your BFF, but if you fall and it's funny, like, I'm gonna laugh at you first. And
before she asks if you're okay.
I'm gonna laugh.
Before she asks if you're okay, she's gonna be laughing at you.
Misty said they moved Kendra today. That's awesome. And then they're moving next week, I believe.
And then the real work begins.
That's it.
But
it will happen soon.
And how do I know that Robin is the lowest of low?
You're going to tell this?
Oh, yeah.
So he called me on Friday.
So Friday... It finally, the temperature finally has dropped. Mm-hmm. So we take advantage of the wintertime when the temperature drops below 50 degrees, we butcher a pig. We don't have a cold room yet.
Right.
And so we have to take advantage of the colder weather.
When it's got to be cold. The high has to be in the 40s. Yes. It can't be above that.
So, while... we dispatched the hog. He weighs about 250. Mm-hmm. We dispatched him. Got him up on the makeshift gamble because somebody took the gamble off the winch and they don't remember where they put it. So, side note here. One of the frustrating things about being a dad and having teenage girls that love this life, that love to do these kinds of things.
Hey, Linda.
They will
they'll use stuff and then
put it down.
Yeah.
And don't remember where they put it.
Yeah.
So I had to make a makeshift gamble. And so I did. We got the pig high in the sky and it was time to eviscerate. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know what exactly I hit.
So
no.
The reason why this was so funny is he calls me. I'm at work 2 hours away. And there have been a couple of times where he's called me and been like, I need you to start heading home because there's something going on that I can't handle by myself. Like when the crap was going on with Freckles during the summer, mm-hmm. I need you to come home early today. So he starts off the conversation, y'all, with, I think I might need you to come home. So I'm already in, like, oh God, something happened mode. And I knew they were getting ready to butcher a hog, put down a hog. So I thought something had happened.
Oh, something happened.
So he starts telling me how.
Something happened.
Go ahead and tell him what he said.
I was cutting said pig to begin the evisceration. And I was close
Hey, Kimberly.
to a certain part of said pig.
Yeah,
and
the part that makes him a boy part.
Go to timeout. As I was cutting that around that area.
So wish I had footage of this.
How do I say it?
Without saying it.
It was like a pimple popped. Except for I got. Let me know when you're done. I'm trying to tell my story here. Anyway, popped. And I was in the middle of talking to Carol, and basically explaining the process to teaching her. And I got all over my face, eyes, in my mouth, all that kind of stuff.
What's up, Shayla?
So, needless to say,
but the way that
I started for a good 5,
it was
10.
stuck in his beard, so he's trying to get it out of his beard.
We don't have to give all the details. Okay?
Well, the part that makes it even funnier is that he's telling me this, right? And so but he's still telling it in a very, like, concerned voice. So he starts making me, because he said that it didn't smell like just urine. It smelled like something else. And so I'm like in, DEFCON 4 mode.
Because I did not hit the bladder. I wasn't that deep yet.
Right. And so he's like, I don't know what. He's like, I don't know what I hit, but I mean, it got all in my face and my mouth was open. And so, like, I'm like worried, like, I need to start getting in the car because he's starting to feel sick and he might be, might have some kind of contaminated something.
Yep, I'm going to be the reason the zombie virus
This is what he says. He said, you might need to take me to the doctor because I could be...
Patient 0.
And that is when I started laughing. I didn't laugh when he said that had happened to him. I started laughing when he said...
You're such a story.
I'm serious.
You were doing it...
No, I was no such thing. I was not, because I was still in the mode of like, oh God, he got himself sick, he's having a reaction, something like that.
I was having a reaction.
And then when you said, I might need to get tested because I could be patient 0, I was like, oh my God. And then I let it, like, I could not contain my laughter after that.
So that happened.
That was amazing.
And the bad thing is after Carol seen me over there hacking and dry heaving and stuff in the corner, she goes into my shop, gets my lathe face shield, comes back out with it down and say, do you want me to take over, Daddy?
You didn't tell me that.
I'm just still dry heaving. Because the one, what did I get? Like food poisoning or something when I was puking and Ladessa was patting my back.
I don't remember, but yeah.
But I got sick a couple months back. I think it was food poisoning. Well, as I was getting sick, it was like oatmeal. I mean, it was just thick,
really
nasty,
bad.
and I was like choking, almost like choking on it. But here's Ladessa. Ladessa comes into the bathroom while I'm blowing chunks, and she does this number. She's like, "It's gonna be okay, Daddy. It's gonna be okay." And just lightly patting me on my back. And now I'm thinking, no longer am I thinking that I'm gonna choke and pass out. I'm like, how am I gonna tell my baby girl, leave me alone? But Carol didn't do it. No comfort whatsoever. She's just like, hey.
You need me to do the rest of this?
You want me to take over? Or are you going to quit being a girl?
Because that is what I heard in the background. Yeah. Sissy!
You going to quit? You done being a little girl or you want me to do it? And I just was like, you don't understand what just happened. And so I had to come in the house and wash my face, try to get everything out of my beard, wash off my sweatshirt. And Carol took over. Mm-hmm. I got back out there and she was lost. She had like a portion of like
bowels just hanging
out, and I'm like. So, but she got some really good experience doing that, and so that was good. But if you're gonna process your own hog in the house, I would make a suggestion: face shield. First time that ever happened to me, probably will never happen again, but Fat Boy is going to be wearing a face shield.
Every time.
Don't take but once. I'm not one of these guys that's like, oh, that ain't gonna ever happen again. Bam! No. One and done. I'm not the military. No, one and done for me. Because, you know, with the military, they'll, when crazy stuff happens, they're like, it was a fluke.
It was just a fluke.
The second time it happens, it's a safety briefing. Yep. You get a safety briefing every time before Weekend Liberty. Nope, one and done for me. Especially something that disgusting and that gross.
Yeah, it was. And then you were also dealing with the pig that ran off. Because I'm sure
I didn't even care about that pig. I did not care about that pig.
Well, not at that moment.
Nope, I didn't care.
At that moment.
I didn't care if God came down to that particular point and said, you know what? You're not doing pigs anymore. I'd be like, thank you, Jesus. Take them. I don't want to have. You know what? I'm allergic to bacon now. That's at that particular point in my life, right then and there for that hour, 45 minutes, I was done with pork.
I bet.
I'm like, we're just going to sell them all. Feed that what's hanging out there. Feed it to the coyotes.
And be done.
Be done. I don't want bacon. I don't want ham. And then after about that 45 minutes after I calmed down, I'm like, what was I thinking? I live on, you cut me, I bleed bacon.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
So I want to give a special little shout out right now. Dutch off-grid homesteading has been...
Oh, look who's here. Karen.
Has been commenting, watching a lot of our older videos, going back, commenting. I just want to say thank you so much for doing that for us, because with us basically having the entire summer off,
yeah,
that
we're
helps.
lost in the algorithm.
Right, and so by Dutch doing that for us, that has helped us make YouTube start to pay attention to us.
Yes.
Again, so thank you for that love, Dutch.
We appreciate
it. We
super
appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And y'all going over to his channel, check it out, show him that same kind of love.
So US Kiwi, that's
Karen.
Karen.
Yes.
And so 2 Karens in here.
Mm-hmm.
JRC earlier said that they were kind of going to be just lurking because of arthritis / carpal tunnel that they're getting ready to find out about. I can definitely feel you on that. Every once in a while, my hands. It was really odd. The very first time it happened, like, it just freaked me out because I think I was crocheting or something and it just locked up on me and I couldn't do anything with it. And after a while, my reaction became very clear that Ladessa is my empath. She's always been like, you know, when somebody trips or falls or gets hurt, she's like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" You know, she always wants to be right there. And when my
my girls must absolutely hate me.
When my hand locks up, as soon as I can just twitch. Like, there are times, like this morning, we were making omelets.
No, hold on, back up. Ladessa comes and like rescues you or makes
all the time with my hand.
Yeah,
all the time.
If I fall on my face, Dessa walks over to me talking about giving them cool points.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't say, "Daddy, you okay?" Cool points.
No, this is different because this hurts. Like, she knows it hurts. It almost brings tears to my eyes. So I can definitely empathize with you. But she'll literally come over and just like push my hand back or like, you know, kind of. But it's crazy. Like, I'm sure you've seen me before. Like, my hand will just like freeze up, and I was like, it's really bad. So I can feel you on that. I've had carpal tunnel. I had a carpal tunnel release. Graybeard's having carpal tunnel surgery on the 19th. I will get animal duty. Ugh. Yeah, I've had
carpal tunnel?
I've had a carpal tunnel release, but I was in high school when I had it. I actually got carpal tunnel from playing basketball. So, yeah. Did you fix your website for ordering trapping supplies?
So, I wanted to bring something up to you and tell you that Misty sent me a polo.
Misty or Mimsy?
Mimsy.
Anna?
Anna, yeah. Sent me a polo, and she's saying that they're having issues with ordering traps from the website. Just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Oh. Anna, tell me what you need. We'll get it figured out. Skinner Farms, what's up?
Just wanted to bring that up before it became a problem.
Oh, it looks like it's a problem.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to sleep. Yeah, I have been there, especially when it gets cold. That definitely makes it hard. I've woken up a couple of times. Where's your? I'm assuming your arthritis is in your hands, because like today I was trying to hook up my sewing machine and holding.
Which I fixed, by the way.
Holding your dog broke it.
Hey. Do not blame the Velociraptor.
She broke my sewing machine.
And she's more your dog.
She is not my dog.
Whose side of the bed she sleeps on?
She started on your side. She just finished on mine. That's all. She started on your side of the bed.
Yeah, trying to stop me from getting in the bed.
Us girls got to stick together. So I cut my finger today. Like, pretty bad. I cut it, like, it's a big, like, yeah. I, like, literally came straight down. It was, like, right on my finger. The only reason it didn't go any deeper is because it cut my fingernail.
Because all of our knives are dull?
No, because it stopped on my fingernail, so it just barely cut through my finger. I was trying to order a number 2-foot holds. Next time I'm skipping the middleman. I know, right? Well, you can't Marco me yet. I got to get my phone fixed soon.
And she's going to do that when?
Soon.
No. When?
Next week.
No.
Yeah.
Next week was the deadline from last week.
No, I mean next week, like the next full week, which is this week coming. Duh. Anyway, my dog sleeps on my husband's side of the bed, but she'll come to me first any day.
See? Tinker's wife, what is going on?
Rheumatism, ugh.
So, but don't we have a video that you put out for arthritis with your essential oils?
Yes. There is an essential oils rollerball recipe in our playlist. If you look it up, it works really well. My problem is that mine is not continual or continuous. It's one of those where I'll just be doing something that puts my hands in a weird position for too long, and then it locks up. So, like, today when I was whisking the eggs, I started whisking them, and it just something about that repetitive motion and just locked it up.
What's that got to do with the video?
No, we were talking about with arthritis.
We got to put common sense doesn't give a degree on the prayer wall.
Due to falling real bad at work, and the walk-in freezer Oh, I've had that happen. My lip is like twinging because I remember when I cut my lip wide open in the freezer.
You got stitches.
Yeah, like twice. It happened twice. Falling real bad at work in the walk-in freezer. I re-injured my shoulder, sprained my neck and ankle. Oh, and got a concussion. And a lot of pain, maybe getting surgery on my shoulder. I'll find out on Monday. My Great Dane takes up the whole bed. I can't imagine. A Great Dane is huge.
Well, when Kyle and them came, when they had their Great Dane, unfortunately, Big Boy passed away.
Yeah.
He took up our entire couch.
Yes.
And he was a lush.
Mm-hmm.
Something that big should not be that soft and kind. He should have some type of ornery bone in there somewhere, but he didn't. He just was like, pet me.
Oh, that's awesome. She just got off the phone. Kendra just messaged to let her know that FAFSA has taken up everything but $30. That's awesome. Because I know how much of a stress that can be.
Pray the Lord, pray the Lord.
That's cool.
I tell you what.
I can't believe those stink. There's like 4 of them over there.
I know.
It's nuts.
And they're like attacking the light. What do they got against light?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying
and
to
what's the purpose of a stink bug anyway?
They might be going to heaven. Well, the stink bug part might be their
the stink is
way
the defense.
yeah.
But I mean, what do they do for the planet?
I don't
Because
know.
to me, they're like Al Gore. They don't really do anything.
I am soft and kind, and I am big and cuddly. Yeah. No comment. No comment on that. Anyway.
What?
We're getting something's going wonky here.
Well, I'll just leave it alone.
Anyway. So,
152 viewers. Hey, all y'all are welcome. Come on in.
Don't think that's right.
I don't care.
Anyway.
I'm just hanging out. If they're in here and they all start chatting and they all start saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Good for them.
Anyway. So.
It's 2022.
Right. And? What about it?
The last couple of years have, for everybody, has been rough.
There were a couple people I've seen that have said something about, it was a little bit easier for them. Well, hello, Sherry. What's up? Let's see.
A couple of people, rough.
Yeah, there were a couple of people that said that they had actually had a decent year last year. But for the most part of everybody I've talked to, last year was not the greatest year in the last handful of years.
See how she did that? You see that? She started talking, and then she, stopped. Do you know how many times I have been accused of not listening to her because she finishes that conversation in her dome?
I don't do
and
that.
She swears up and down she tells me these things. And I'm like, baby, you must have had that with your friends in your head because you didn't tell me that.
No. 2022, have you got your seeds?
We got some.
Some of them.
Some of them, but we have to get more from Baker Creek. Love our Baker Creek.
Yeah. Karen said she loved Carol's video. She did a great job. I'm going to tell y'all how that happened. And we kind of covered it a little bit in the video itself, but basically what happened is she went back there with the intention of checking on the cows and possibly getting me a little bit of B-roll for the damage because I was going to be doing a vlog on the damage done to the farm. Well, in the meantime, that's when the pigs messed everything up, so that became the video instead of the storm. So she had all of this B-roll that she was getting for me. Mm-hmm. And instead what happened is I went to go upload this stuff for just a couple of clips for the vlog, and all of a sudden I was like, Jason, you need to come out here. And he's like, why? I'm like, you didn't tell me that you sent Carol out to vlog. And he's like, I didn't. I'm like, there's a whole video here. And so that was the whole gist of it. Did you see the Facebook meme that said, should we be worried that Betty White said no thanks to 20? I know, right? Best thing that happened in 2020 was I was getting healthier. I lost 60 pounds, and then I fell in December.
I wonder if I can add. Can I do that right there?
I don't know.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I don't think that number's accurate, Sherry, but
I'm not
we'll
worried
call
about
it
that
out.
number.
Yeah. But it's fine. No big deal.
I wonder why it won't let me.
I don't know. Can you do other people's or? Just put okay. Just don't worry about it.
I would like to get her, since they're not coming in underneath two family, but oh well. I was gonna give Sherry a wrench, but I don't know. We have had to learn so much by switching from a PC to Apple.
Mm-hmm. Hey April, what's up?
And that switch,
Mm-hmm.
you took to it like a duck to water.
Well, I had an unfair advantage. I've been working with an Apple for over a year at work.
Yeah.
So I was kind of used to, like, everything is on the left instead of the right and all this other stuff. So what is the hum I hear? It's a refrigerator.
It's a refrigerator. I can't believe you guys can hear that. Well, I mean, I guess I just drowned it out now.
Yeah. Well, your tinnitus probably doesn't, I mean...
Well, there's that.
That's just white noise to you.
So,
but yeah.
But I'm still like that 90-year-old man on... Well, you know, or like Sydney on a laptop.
Yeah.
Tori, make this work.
But yeah, so we've kind of been learning new stuff, and it just seems like, see, some of these is not even showing up.
Like what?
And it's only showing.
What are you?
Well, see how hers is just always there. Like not everybody's is there.
Yeah, that's because
until you
I clicked on it.
Oh.
You just told me to let it go.
I don't know.
And
anyway.
now you're messing it up. Now we're behind in the chat.
Oh, gosh.
Stop touching stuff, Robin.
And was just bragging about how I'm the one that's figured stuff out, and he's the 90-year-old man with his hen pecking.
Right,
But I'm not supposed to touch anything.
I didn't mess up the chat.
Go figure. Anyway. So, this year for 2022, what's everybody growing? Has everybody got a fall winter garden right now? Because God knows we don't.
Well, I'm going to also give out a little teaser here while we're waiting for folks to answer that question. We've been on this homestead for a while now.
8 years.
And
A little over 8.
we have learned some things, failed at some things, left things go. We've made a lot of mistakes. And so
Go ahead.
we are pretty much starting over.
Yes. You don't realize. Oh, look who that is!
Yes! Yes!
So when are the new waiters coming? I don't know. So we had a company reach out to us because of our trapping channel that said they wanted to send us some, and then they've ghosted us. So we may not be getting them. I don't know.
We'll have to go get her some.
Yeah.
I stumbled across a comment that John made because I've been going back, like I told y'all a couple weeks ago, I've been going back trying to catch up on comments. And I flat out said, we miss you in the live stream.
Yes,
I was
definitely.
hoping John would come.
Yeah.
John, you've been a long time supporter of our channel, and it is I'm
so good to see
tickled
you.
pink.
Yeah.
that you're back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's see. Misty said that she's just picked a lot of peppers. That's awesome.
But were they pickled peppers?
Yeah, I knew that was coming. And Anna said she's got greens and brassicas in the fall, from the fall still going, I'm assuming.
A.Z. Highland Homestead.
What's up?
How's it going?
Have a few cabbages,
Hope
some
you guys
garlic.
have subscribed.
That is one thing that I can honestly say, and I said that in the video. The goats and the pigs both have bypassed the garlic. They will not touch the garlic. They uprooted everything else in the garden, but they will not touch the garlic. The garlic is still beautiful, so we will have garlic. We just won't have anything else.
Yeah, I think some of that stuff's going to bounce back.
I don't know.
That's
You're
what you
always
say.
more. You're always more.
The glass is half full.
Yeah.
Why do you always poo-poo on that?
I'm not poo-pooing on it. I'm just saying I'm the realist. You're the dreamer.
We started walking, and we go up front to the church because they have a track. Then we make 5 laps. And so as I'm counting down the laps, she's like, "You're such a glass is half full." When you are on the lap, that lap, you don't count that lap anymore, in my opinion, because you're already doing it.
Yeah, he always weirds me out with the way that he counts it. I'm usually here in my other identity lately, running play all under this one mostly. Oh, that's awesome. Well,
When do you start tomatoes and peppers in zone 8?
Mary S! There's a whole bunch of older people coming, man. I am so glad to see you guys. So when do you start tomatoes and peppers? I'm in zone 8. So hot peppers, a lot of people are getting ready to start those. Regular peppers and tomatoes, take it from somebody who's had this problem before. Don't start them now. 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost. For us, we're 7B, 8A. We won't start ours until March. And that's because I don't want to have to keep up potting stuff. I just don't. Because one of the things that I've learned is that no matter what time I put them out in the ground, they don't actually start to like grow and really start to flourish until it starts to get hot. So it really doesn't matter like when you start them and put them out in the ground. If it's not hot yet, they're just going to sit there until, that's kind of what I was looking at with the garden that we did have in there. We had missed the fall window, but we had plants that were just kind of dormant, waiting for that next heat wave to just kind of start growing some more, and the pigs got them instead.
Now, Sydney, I think Sid and Toy are down there in...
They're 8A.
They're 8A.
She said mid-February, but again, Tori is really good about potting stuff. Like, she'll take stuff out of a small one, put it into a bigger one, take it out of a smaller one, put it into a bigger one. I don't have the time for that. I just don't. We don't have the time for that. So
what I'm hearing is that Tori is a better gardener and you're a slacker.
That's exactly what you heard.
That's what
Exactly what you heard.
What are you doing now?
I missed all these comments. Let's see. I retired at the end of 2021, so I'm looking for a small homestead to move to. So not sure if I will get in a garden this year.
Opie, what does that say? Opie Fling Taylor? Was that one right there?
No, Opie effing Taylor.
Oh.
Well, you're live. I just left a comment on a video.
Well, thank you. I hope you hit the subscribe button, ring the bell.
So that was so sad what those pigs did. I'm going to tell you, it killed me. It kicked me right in the no-no square. I'm doing lots of herbs and just the normal garden stuff. I'll make these final decisions when we get there. Yeah. So Mimsy says she, after her last frost, usually in mid-March, and she's in 8A. Let's see, I think he's in here somewhere. At least we're starting hot peppers next month, maybe this month with the peppers. Yeah, I know a lot of people that start hot peppers because they take longer. I want to do that. I want to winterize some pepper plants. I was watching something the other day that suggested doing that with tomatoes, like taking one of the cuttings off a tomato plant and just letting it root over the winter, so that when the spring comes, you can put it straight in the ground.
All right, well then let's do it this year.
The soil temperature really stalls out. Yeah, and that's what I kind of figured. April, did you change the Instagram page? Because we got hacked, so we have the new Instagram.
Yeah, and anybody that knows on how to get Instagram or Facebook's attention, could you please send us an email with how to do that? Because our original Facebook page got hacked, and we have not been able to get it back. We've tried everything that we know through Facebook, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and now the Instagram got whacked.
Well, the problem is that, oh, look at that. That's so awesome, Karen.
Thank you, Grammy Karen.
The problem is that we've tried all of the stuff that Facebook has told us, but they have to physically go in and change, because the hacker changed all of the contact information to his stuff. So anytime I try to reset something, it goes to him. So I can't redo anything until Facebook itself goes in and changes that information so that it comes to me. And so I have not been able to contact anybody that will do that. Yeah. So I'm going to be honest, except for spring seeds, I forget to water indoor plants. Yeah. Ooh, $20 to buy seeds.
Yeah. Awesome, Grammy Karen. Thank you again so much.
I'm excited. We're actually getting ready to put in our seed order. So
I love how you say we.
Well,
like I've got any say.
Most of you guys have been around with us for a while. Good night, AZ Highland Homestead. A lot of y'all, if y'all have been with us over the last couple of seasons, the last couple of years, you know that I don't
have a single say in any seed. It's like me saying I'm going to pick some chickens.
I've kind of evolved in what we're planting. For a couple of years there, I wanted to grow everything. Every kind of carrot there was, every kind of tomato there was, everything of everything.
That's true.
And this year I looked at Jason and the kids, and I said, okay, let's write all this stuff, because in our dining room we have a chalkboard, like on all of the walls is all chalkboard paint. And so I listed out the things that we wanted to grow, and there are a couple things that it doesn't matter. Carrots, to me, it doesn't matter. We can pretty much put up all the different types of carrots. I'm not worried about picking carrots. So with that, I was like, whatever, yes, And with radishes, same thing. We've got like two or three that we really like.
No, you're not getting me again.
What?
See, look at her. Look. She's trying to use her beauty right now to play off like she's not a very mean person, and will take a wasabi radish and be like,
I've not had good luck with the wasabi radishes.
But you had the one that burned my face off last year.
Yeah, but that wasn't a wasabi. It was in the middle of the summer, and it was hot. And so
I thought that was the wasabi, the big honking.
No.
You did that one, and then, see, I'm so glad you said you evolved, because now maybe, you're like your son, the whole trust circle thing, y'all broke that.
Whatever. I'm not sweet.
Because those purple tomatoes, you were like, hey, taste this. And it was just,
yeah, that blueberry stuff, blueberry cream or something, I did not like those at all. You learn to hone it down once you know what you can logistically grow really well. Exactly. I'm just growing the varieties we like the best this year. We're not doing a lot of growing. See, and maybe that's just the thing, because it seems like a lot of my friends here are now doing the same thing. Like, there was a year where we were trying every variety of everything. And now it's like, okay, for carrots, as long as it's not like I even like to grow the black nebulas, the Pusa Sita, Pusa Radira, like all the different varieties of carrots, I love those. Now I won't mess with the like little bitty ones. I want the nice growing carrots. So we'll do whatever kind of carrot. Radishes, yeah, I know. I saw that I did not have a lot of luck with the wasabi radishes.
Yeah, but those are Japanese wasabi radishes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we have.
No, we had the wasabi. That's
whatever.
What you said.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so the one that we like the most on the radishes is the French breakfast. They grow kind of long, and they'll actually like pop up out of the ground once they start, getting to the point where it's time to.
They are so.
They're really good.
Roasted.
Mm-hmm, they're really good roasted.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll take those, and so that will be one that I know will grow. But then the other radishes, we'll just throw a bunch of radish seed out. Like, we don't really care what kind of radish it is. But like when you start getting into tomatoes, like
USA Kiwi asked, "What's the top 5 seeds listed on the wall?" We don't really have them listed out by seeds though yet.
Yeah, we did. So I would say the top 5. We obviously had to have a tomato, so that was going to be.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That way, yes. I was thinking like you were going to say, we got the top 5 would be like Roma tomato, the sweet.
No.
Butter watermelon or whatever it's called.
So for the tomatoes, we're going to go with a paste tomato. I love that they started selling the Jersey, I think it's Jersey Devil, paste tomatoes again this year.
Yes.
So I think we'll probably, if we can get them, I don't know, I haven't looked at the website lately, but those are really good.
For paste.
Once it gets hot, probably the first month of the season, they have no flavor. But when it starts to get, like, if you're in an area where it gets super hot.
Yeah. So plan those for that
And one thing that I learned, and I didn't know this really, I think I was doing it, but I didn't know why I was doing it. I was watching a video that Jess put out at one point. And the thing with tomatoes is you don't want to harvest them right after it's rained or right after you've watered. Because the flavor's actually watered down, like you think about that. When you've had if you had a little bit of a dry spell, that's when you want to pull your tomatoes, because that's when the flavor is the strongest. So we definitely, that's one we will grow, is I think it's Jersey Devil is what they're called.
Yes. I remember just walking by and grabbing one of them, because they'll get a good size.
Yeah.
And I remember biting into it, and it was I describe it as meaty. It was very meaty. Mm-hmm. And, but it had like no flavor. I was extremely disappointed.
I was too, because they're beautiful. Like, they have these stripes. And then,
we do the same thing, Opie, for the most part, but we just really didn't have this last gardening season.
Never know when all the seeds are gone, so save seed. Yeah, we have done that.
And we've even got a couple videos up that shows how we go about saving a lot of our seeds. Mm-hmm. But that is definitely one of those things that is in the forefront, I think, of everybody's brain right now because of supply chain issues and stuff like that. But
right.
I think that's just a good, take all that stuff out of the scenario for a second, and that's just a good practice to get into, because what grows great here in northeast Georgia doesn't mean it's going to go great down there at the Naked Gardener Homestead in Texas. Mm-hmm. Because when you're saving your seeds, you're going to save from the best fruit that is grown right there on your homestead. So you know that particular fruit is good with your soil conditions, is good with your climate conditions, and is good with your pest and stuff that you got there. It's a little bit pest resistant. Mm-hmm. It's and it's just a good strong plant. Doesn't necessarily mean that those seeds that I save from this plant will do good in Texas or Maine or North Carolina even. I mean, depending on what part of North Carolina, but Arizona, So I'm a full-time advocate for people to save their own seeds. Get the heirloom seeds from Baker Creek, and then save.
Make sure that you
from the best plant that grew in your garden.
Yeah. So Grammy Karen asked, are you getting together with Stivers anytime soon? Maybe at the Airbnb. I would love to. We're stretched pretty thin right now, trying to get everything between time and money. It's just kind of
we were trying to hook up. I think it was August, September. But they were drying off the cow and just things went kind of cattywampus.
I love what Mimsy said. She said, we're much more in tune with food security these days, is why most of us are more geared toward high productivity versus trying every anthocyanin created. That's the perfect way to say that, because everybody wants to grow something purple, right? Like that's the goal, is blue and purple. And that's exactly, that anthocyanin is exactly what that is. So
now, one of the things that I want to jump in right here, because we're talking about gardening, and one of the things that I want to say that probably a lot of people at this time of year they don't talk about. Start building honeybee swarm traps.
Yeah, it's about time for that.
Because look, honeybees are on the decline. Now, you still have bumblebees and masonry bees and other butterflies and other different pollinators out there. But none of those guys actually pollinate as well as honeybees. And you get a product that is probably one of your most profitable products on your homestead.
Right.
And so we've got a video on how to build a swarm traps. You can Google honeybee swarm traps off of Google or DuckDuckGo and get all kinds of plans to build them. And they've got plans to do horizontal hives, top bar hives, the regular Langstroth hives. Thank you. So get them out there and get a couple of beehives on your homestead, and then plant you some flowers also to help feed those bees year around, through season. Keep that flow going on your homestead. Have some things that flower early spring. Have things flower in the spring, early summer, late summer, fall, and then into the winter. If you're in like us, Texas, all that kind of stuff, your bees will be semi-active all year long. So get things that will feed them, that way they can become strong and be good producers.
So I'm curious, how many people here grow echinacea? I have a question.
I don't know her.
I'm just curious.
Well, what's your question?
So I have grown echinacea now. I'm in my third season, I guess, now. And they die back every year, and then they grow, come back every year. So I went out there, I guess it was yesterday.
I saw them too.
And I've seen the greenery growing for a while. But there's actually flowers out there growing. Like full-on flowers. And I'm like, don't you know? I'm like looking at the plant going, don't you know it's January? Like, it was crazy. I'm like, what? I don't ever remember you blooming in January. Like, I'm waiting for the daffodils, because the daffodils will be here pretty soon. But for some reason, I've got tons coming up. Crocus and dandelion for early spring, along with some fruit trees. Yep. Salvia, lantana, zinnias. Yep. There's all kinds of flowers you can get that make them happy. And then, of course, all of your vegetables, they start out as flowers. And
I really like foxgloves, but you won't let me get foxgloves.
They're poisonous.
I don't think we have to worry about that now, because if our teenage girls go out and eat them...
I'm worried about an animal getting loose and eating them. I mean, look at Freckles this year. He, mowed a bunch of stuff down.
Yeah, but I think they know what they can eat and what they can't eat.
Making lemonade. She said we had trees blossom out about a week ago because I didn't pay attention. We got to go out there and look at the peach trees, because that happens with our peaches every year.
Every year.
Would love to get into bees, but not sure where to start.
Double G and L, the best thing that I can say. The Homestead is a good channel to watch for honeybees. There's a couple of books that we have them on our Amazon store down in there, where underneath books. I can't remember.
The Backyard Beekeeper's a really good one.
That's one. The Backyard Beekeeper. It's like there's a beekeeper. Do not get the Beekeeping for Dummies book. I was extremely disappointed in that book.
Well, here's the difference, though, and I'm just going to put this out there. When you already have some knowledge about beekeeping, it will be a disappointment to you. But if you've never done anything with beekeeping, it is actually pretty informative. So if you can get your hands on the Beekeeping for Dummies, not a bad source. But the Backyard Beekeeper is a really good one.
Yeah. Now, Tori, also from the Naked Gardening channel, she was showing me some books that she stumbled across to read. I have not really touched base with her to see if they were a good read or not.
Right.
So if they ever decide to go live, or maybe you could put a comment, ask a comment on one of their videos about these books, because Tori's jumping head first into beekeeping.
She was, but I think she's been distracted by ducks.
Well, I mean, she's probably been distracted by a lot of things.
Let's see. So Grammy Karen said that they have bees under the siding in their house. It's a huge hive of them, and when the weather warms up, they're a problem. Zach can't go get those?
Where is she at? Grammy Karen, is she in Kentucky?
Yeah, she's like 45 minutes from them.
Well, she's only a couple of hours from us.
I don't know. Well, we had a heat wave today of 40 degrees. Wow.
And they're behind the siding.
Uh-huh.
All that would have to come off. That's a pretty big job, Grammy, but it can be done.
Been there.
I mean, I used to do it for a living.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it can be done. But it really depends. The easier way, believe it or not, the easier way would probably be to
48 minutes west of Jen.
In from inside and cut the drywall out and pull them out that way.
Anna said, go get those bees, Jason.
That, in all honesty, because when you start pulling off siding, if it's been on there a long time, it's going to pop, it's going to break, and that can get expensive to replace.
Yeah.
If you can come from inside the house, and what you have to do is literally just put your ear on the wall
and hear where they are. Yep.
For the hum, and that can narrow it down for you. Obviously, the louder the hum, or even I got a stethoscope.
Yeah, you can listen through a stethoscope, and it's crazy because you can actually hear them it sounds like they're crawling on your ear. Like, it's the craziest. Yeah. So we've had to do that before. So. Yeah. My husband built scaffolding to reach them. Nope, not from inside. We've actually had to do this before, and what we've done is we tape off the room where we're going to be, and it is like wood board and batting siding.
Ooh. See, I was the first guy in the state of Georgia to remove honeybees out of a building alive, professionally. In fact, I even got on CNN because of it.
We're not going that route. I'm telling you, Karen, we've done this before. Like, literally, we've taped off a room. We had to go into the room and plastic up the room.
Yeah.
And then cut them. I mean,
the only other thing that could be done to get them out that way is to make a reverse cone where they can come out, but they can't come back in. And you literally lead them to a hive body there. Your pest control companies are going to come out and they're just going to spray that hole, and all the bees are going to do is move down because all they're going to do is kill the first couple things of comb. One of the things
with different beekeepers, they're not interested.
One of the major issues that you're going to run into if you don't let somebody come in from the inside is once the bees are gone, the comb is still there, the honey is still there. With them not there to regulate stuff, the honey
caps will pop.
When it gets hot, the honey caps will pop.
Good night, common sense.
Yeah. And it'll start to leak, and then you'll get ants, roaches, everything, and it'll be a huge mess. So if you're okay with somebody taking that wood siding off on the outside, that might be a way. But one of the things that I just worry about is not being able to get to the comb and getting that stuff out of there. When I did the job, most 99.9% of the time, we'd always come from inside of the house. We'd cut out the drywall, we would pull comb, we would pull, bees. We'd have our bee vac, and we'd vacuum them up, put them in a box, whoosh, gone. And then what we would do is we would scrape as much of the wax and the
everything
bee glue that we could get off.
Yep.
And then we would put a dusting back there, because you're not going to be able to get 100% of it. But we would put a dusting back there, and it was called Eco Dust. It was literally made from like cinnamon, garlic. There was a couple of other plants that were in there. It was crushed up into a powder. And we would dust that wall with it, and then we would caulk or repair that hole from the outside. And then everything would get sealed back up.
Yeah,
it would
fix
repaint
the drywall and repaint the room.
and everything like that.
Yeah.
And not done that way, I'm afraid that you're just inviting more bees to come in if you're able to get those guys out. So whoever you get to do it, make sure they get the comb and everything when they do it. Because if not, then this spring, when everybody goes to swarm, it's going to smell like bees in there. Them scout bees are going to go in there. They're going to locate that. They're going to see all that honey. They're going to see all that stuff.
And they'll start.
And then they're going to go. Plus, you'll have your nurse bees, the queen. If they don't get all of them out, they'll start over. Those nurse bees and those housekeeping bees, let's say they get the queen, they get everybody else, but they left a couple of those behind. All they're going to do is make a new queen, and it's going to start all over again.
All over again.
Yeah.
Did a quick check, and it looks as though Kansas State University may remove swarms from structures.
There's got to be somebody out there that'll come out there and do it for you. I noticed somebody put up in there that it was illegal to spray and kill honeybees. That is 100% correct.
But that doesn't mean that people don't do it.
But it does not stop pest control companies from doing it. I have turned in more than my fair share of pest control companies that were doing it. Because I'd go out to the job and they would tell me X pest control company come out and they'd spray. They sprayed 3 or 4 times. And then I would be getting in there and I would take pictures of the dead comb and I would turn them over to the Department of Agriculture, because honeybees fell underneath the Department of Agriculture, not underneath the Department of Natural Resources, which I felt was weird, but hey, that's my state. It may be different in yours. But
so she said that Graybeard is going to get a bee suit and attempt to do it himself. He's thinking the cold weather would be a good time to do it.
They'll definitely be less hostile. They'll be very docile when he goes and does it. So,
however,
if he does it and he pulls them out, make sure he gets the comb, puts the comb with them, because what they do in the winter time is they will form, they'll get in like a softball, baseball, football size clump. And then they literally stay clumped up because that's how they all stay warm. Mm-hmm. And they travel over the combs that they have stored the honey on all during the summertime. And they travel all around those, all around throughout the hive. And that's what they eat and keep going and keep doing their thing throughout the year. The queen continues to lay eggs in the wintertime. Eggs continue to hatch. Blah, 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 blah. But, yes, it will make for good video content. So make sure you put it out there. That's what I would do. He can't. It's very easy to do. If Graybeard is very good with his hands, he should absolutely not have a problem doing this himself. Just make sure he has all the right equipment there with him once he digs in and gets started, so that way he can save the bees.
Have to feed them.
And put them in the hive body, whatever type of hive body he wants to put them in, and that way they'll make it through the rest of the winter, and then you'll have honeybees
in the spring.
Put everything back together, make sure everything gets good and caulked up and sealed up, and call it a day, and you got free bees.
Yep. That would be cool.
Yeah. But definitely, you know, a lot of people don't start talking about honeybees till swarm season, and you got to get yourself prepared for honeybees before swarm season. Because you'll make the big mistakes like what we made, and you don't want that.
Nope.
Because I pulled that frame out of that swarm trap, and it was like a mile long.
Yeah. Trying to get Zach over here to get the hive when he cleans it out.
Well, Zach needs to get over there now. Free bees.
Exactly right.
I'll send him a text and see if I can get a hold of him and tell him to reach out to you.
Oh no, I'm sure she can get a hold of him.
Yeah.
But yeah,
because that would be a blessing for their homestead, you know. Because I mean, as things progress, like one of the things that we've noticed here over the last couple of years is that when we bought nukes or packaged bees, they didn't last a whole season.
Nope.
That's what really turned us on to swarm traps, and what really turned us on to getting our bees locally, I guess is the best way to put it, with these swarm traps, because these bees are already accustomed to our area.
Right.
With everybody, like we have chicken houses, we have you know, big ag where they come out and they spray junk. And a lot of that was just killing off these packaged bees or nuke bees.
Yep.
The moment that we started catching swarms, we've had the same hive now for 2 years. No, 4 years.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah, they've swarmed twice. They swarmed twice, so 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's my son-in-law.
Yeah.
He says he wants them, but after he educates himself on bees. I thought he already had bees. He doesn't have bees yet?
Well, if he starts dragging his feet, you just tell him I'm going to come get him if he won't.
That'll get him going.
That'll get him moving. That'll get him moving. You tell him old Big Bear's going to come up and get those bees.
That'll motivate him. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, it's a little after 9 o'clock, so.
I am super excited about 2022. Like I said, there is a lot of things that we're changing up around here. Basically, lack of a better term, it's going to be like it's a brand new homestead because we are starting over. We're in the process of tearing buildings down right now to be able to start moving stuff around and just. All right, I'm just going to kind of let the cat out of the bag. Robin went out and bought poster boards. And we're going to show you guys what we're doing with those poster boards in a video to plan these things out. We have big goals, milestone goals? When they're big goals and like I just reached this milestone. Yeah, it's milestone, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Stop looking at seeds.
Looking at seeds. Anna's got me all paranoid. She said that a bunch of the stuff is not because of bad things last year. Are concerned with getting bees and the pesticide spray close by. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what that was our concern, but we noticed that once
you catch those wild swarms,
the wild swarms seem to do so much better. So much better.
Well, I think, and this is just a hypothesis, I think these bees that are around your area, when these big ag guys, they go out there and they spray that Roundup junk on everything, these bees they don't know that it's there, and they don't have mop gear, so it's not like they're going to be like a squad of Marines going in mop level 3 with the gas masks and the suits on
right.
to be able to do this. I think what happens is, and this is I'm no scientist, but I think what happens is that they get little bits and pieces of it when they pollinate or they go and collect the stuff from the tomatoes or whatever it is that people got planted, or they're bringing it, they fly through it when it's getting sprayed or whatever, and it gets into their honey and they start to digest it. But because I think it's mixed with everything else, it gets a little bit diluted, and they start
becoming more
immune
resistant.
to it, resistant.
The other thing I think too is that one of the things they talk about with the pesticide is that they're neonicotinoids, so they mess with them being able to orient where they are. But I think if you have bees that have been around for a really long time in the same region, in the same area, they can wander around enough to where, every squirrel can find even a blind squirrel can find a nut every once in a while. So if you have bees that are acclimated to the area, and they're, they do a very, complex orientation flight and all of that stuff, that I feel like if they've been here for that long, that those sprays, I think the resistance and the tolerance, I think they're less likely to get lost than ones that came here from Traveler's Rest 2 hours away.
Well, I mean, it's very likely that my hypothesis is true, because if you think about it, they're always changing the insecticides around. Pest control companies will tell you they won't spray the same thing for roaches every month or every year because they do not want the bugs to build up a resistance. You just keep them guessing. And so a bee is still an insect. So it can fall right into that same category. So wild swarms in your area are pretty much going to be used or have a resistance built up to a lot of those pesticides.
Right.
And those pesticides are usually geared towards certain insects. So where it may kill those insects, it may make the bee discombobulated, disoriented or whatever. Where over a couple of seasons, now the bees are used to it, and so they don't get disoriented. Where when they change the pesticide up to keep that hookworm or white fly or whatever it is that they're trying to control up, they may be changing just one tiny bit of chemical in there that has no effect on the honeybee. And so your wild swarms, they've already got the resistance to the part that was getting them discombobulated, and so now that after a couple of rounds, a couple of generations, it doesn't bother them anymore.
Right.
And these guys are able to continue on doing what they're doing.
Oh, excuse me.
So that's my hypothesis on it. So far, it has proved. I could be 1,000% wrong too. Be the first one to admit it. This is just what I think, and I could be 100% wrong. But at the end of the day, it just makes a little bit of sense. Are there any deterrents that they can use to get rid of them where they can address remains
after they leave? Bees, not really. A deterrent to get them to leave their hive, I don't...
No. The comb thing is, it's very time consuming. They'll probably, depending on the temperature where they're at, you probably won't see a whole lot of activity until the springtime starts anyway.
Right.
And basically how that cone theory works, it does work like a little bit like a deterrent. You seal that cone up over their entry point where they can't get in it, and they have to be able to go up the tube to be able to get back in. Well, they can't do that. It's like a fish trap.
Right.
And so everybody just eventually ends up walking out of the hive because nobody's coming back in. So more people are coming out to try to collect the nectar to be able to keep everything going. Right. And eventually the queen ends up walking out, and bam, she's right there.
That's it, yeah.
Into the hive. Yeah.
I've tried a tool that vibrates really loud inside of the bedroom wall. I didn't care. No.
To them, that was just a windy day.
The Swafford Homestead. Hello.
Yeah. So, Grammy, if you want to send us while you guys are going through this or trying it, if you have any ideas or something you want to run past somebody, feel free to shoot me an email. And Robin gets alerts when we get emails, and so she'll call me and let me know that the email has come. And I'll try to help you guys out in any way that I can, walk you through some stuff and help you get them out safely, because we need to save the bees. The bees need to be saved. They're extremely important.
That's exactly right.
So whatever I can do to help, I'm there.
Help with that process. All right. You ready?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that you just completely turned us off and just started.
I'm not turning you off. I've heard the whole conversation.
Kind of hurt my feelings. You didn't have my back there.
You should be at your back. You didn't say anything that needed you being defended.
When about defending, you could have been like, yes, go Jason, rah rah ree.
Yes, go.
Oh, it's too late now.
Jason.
It's too late now to be a cheerleader.
You're silly. Our 9-year-old daughter wants to know if you've ever been stung. Oh. Yes. Lots.
I've been stung so many times that I was terrified that a stinger was going to grow out my back.
I've had some pretty bad reactions to some bee stings. Okay, no, I didn't.
No, you didn't. You got stung on the bottom of your earlobe that one time. And then you got stung like on the side of your nose.
No, I got stung like right here.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, wasn't thinking about the fact when bees sting, they put the venom through the stinger and it goes into your system. And if you don't get the stinger out right away, you get the full
thing.
Venom.
Because what happens when a wasp stings you, it's like a needle. They'll hit you like 3 times. Pow, 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 pow. And they'll eject a little bit of venom each time.
That's like 5, not 3.
Now you want to start talking. But when a honeybee does it, a honeybee's stinger is more like a fish hook. It has a barb. So it'll go in, but then when she goes to pull out, it'll hook, and it literally rips the venom sac and the bottom part of her abdomen out. That's why getting stung by a honeybee is rare or accidental. Yeah. Because when a honeybee stings you,
they're gonna die.
They're gonna die. So one of the things that you have to do is the moment that you get stung, you have to get that stinger out.
You want to get the stinger out as soon as you can.
Because that muscle that controls that venom
is
in
gone.
that sac is going to keep
it's just
pulsating. It's going to push it all into your system.
Yeah.
Then you're going to swell up like somebody that's on dialysis that ate a watermelon. You'd be like...
So what happened to me is I got stung right there, didn't get the stinger out right away, and then I went to work the next morning and I had to wear a ball cap. And so what happened is the ball cap was tight enough that it kept the venom from flowing up and dispersing throughout my head. Instead, it localized over my eye, and over the next couple of hours while I was at work, all of a sudden the whole right side of my face just like swole up really bad. And so they sent me home. I had to actually go and get a steroid shot because it was pretty bad. And then I think I got stung. There's somewhere else that I got stung that I started to swell up pretty good. But it was because I didn't get the stinger out right away. Yeah. I'm not allergic to them. I just...
Best video on YouTube
no.
of somebody getting stung is my buddy.
Breakaway.
At Breakaway Homestead.
And it's an old video. It's probably
video.
one of his first ones.
The man just got some honeybees and he was all excited, was gonna do a video about it, but didn't put his bee suit on. And those bees were still aggravated. And he's literally out there and he's trying to talk.
He's trying to make his video.
And he's like, bow, he got nailed. And he's like, bow, he got nailed. He's like, let's stay calm and we're just going to walk away. And he also had a credit card on him. A credit card, debit card, something like that. Every time he'd get stung, he would be scraping.
He kept saying,
scrape it away, scrape it away, scrape it away. Because that's one of the things that you can do is you can take that with a credit card or something like that and hit it and push it off and it'll scrape it away at the back of a pocket knife.
Whatever.
Something like that.
Or,
and you pull it. But that whole video is literally...
He kept trying to keep his cool, and he's like, just scrape it away, just scrape it away.
Just scrape it away.
We don't call him Breakaway Homestead, we call him Scrape Away Homestead.
So...
They're really good friends of ours, though, so it's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's the one that got Robin addicted to Pioneer Woman stuff.
No, that's the one
Robin
who
is such
thinks
a
it's cute.
She's a true Pioneer Woman fan. She absolutely loves Pioneer Woman stuff.
Anyway, so.
All right, guys. Well, we've been on for almost an hour and a half, and so we're going to call it a night. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us and spending this time. Says there's 386 folks in here. If all of y'all could do me a solid, hit that thumbs up on the way out. If this is your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell. We would really, really appreciate it. Go back, check out some of our older videos.
Yeah.
Look, I love comments. That's my life mission right now. I've been trying to go through every comment I've ever missed from the time that we started this channel like 12 years ago. I'm trying to say thank you or get caught up on and stuff like that. So I'm going to be answering all the comments. Most of the time it's me. So leave those comments. Ask questions. I love it when y'all ask questions. And so...
She's got a new knife set. Nope. Made in China.
Robin wants it too. So, we appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out with us tonight. And, like always, Robin and I want to remind you to plant smiles.
Grow giggles.
And harvest the love, baby. Yeah.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all. Be kind to one another. God bless.